I'm Darren Barker.
And I'm Spencer Oliver.
I'm Sylvester Stallone.
I'm David Hayne.
I'm Clarice.
I'm James DeGale.
I'm Angel Townsend.
I'm Carl Frost.
And
This is The Live Show.
This is The Live Show.
This is The Live Show.
Hello and welcome to The Live Show. I'm Spencer Oliver.
I'm Darren Barker.
Well, this week is all about George Groves. 3 attempts at a world title, no victories, and looking for a fourth one. Do you think he'll do it?
I think, sorry, I forgot I still had this on. Sorry, this whole thing. I'll put this whole thing down. Yeah.
What was that?
So I forgot I had it on. I'll take it everywhere. Joe, I think he can do it. I think he showed how good he is. I mean, if we look at the two fights he had against Carl Froch,
He could have won them both, couldn't he?
Well, if you put the rounds up, who won how many rounds? It could go either way. I mean, it's probably not much in it. And he was very unlucky against Badou Jack. I mean, split decision out on he was the away fighter, if you like, out in the States against, their touted man. And it could have gone either way. So,
I think if he would have had home advantage, it could quite easily be world champion now, couldn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
So we're looking Saturday night now against... He's boxing a guy that you actually boxed as an amateur.
Yeah, I thought... and I only found out the other day, actually. Sky's Ed Robinson texted and said, do you remember fighting Andrea De Luisa? And I couldn't, if I'm honest. But I do remember the fight. It was in the European Championships in 2004. My first fight at Middleweight. And I never forget the fight. I mean, I forgot the name, but I won't forget the fight because I remember being in a clinch with him, and he double punched me, and he done both my ears, and it really threw my balance. I'll never forget that. I mean, I think he got warned and all that, but yeah, I mean, he was tough. He's awkward. He has that amateur pedigree as well. I mean, he's boxing all the major tournaments representing Italy, so he has that grounding, and you know yourself. Because you weren't a bad amateur, mate. It goes a long way. It helps you, doesn't it, at the start of your pro career? So he's got that. He's got that background.
Do you see him going on to win a world title? Do you think that that's something he's capable of? I mean, we went down the gym earlier in the week, and to me, he looked revived. He's got a new trainer now, Shane McGuigan. And sometimes at a fighter stage of his career, like George has been unlucky 3 times, had 3 attempts. He probably needed a refreshment, and that was Shane McGuigan. Do you think that will be beneficial to him?
I think, well, it looked like it, didn't it? I mean, when we went down there, I mean, we'll see in a bit, but when we went down there, it did look like there was a chemistry instantly, which you know yourself, and I had that with Tony. It's so important. It's so important having that chemistry, because you got to trust that. You got to trust the person who's in your corner, shouting instructions to you. You've got to be able to trust them, and they seem like they've got that trust, that chemistry, and it's a great camp. When we walked in there, you had Cole Frampton sat down, didn't we? I mean, and I'll use your phrase: success breeds success. So the gym's buzzing. You got David Hay down there, who's just won. He's back in the mix, and George training alongside Cole Frampton. So I mean, it's buzzing. The gym's buzzing. He looks refreshed. He looks ready to go. And I know
it's fair to say it's his last chance, isn't it? I mean, if he doesn't make it this time, he's not going to get it at all, and it's going to be quite unfortunate if that happens. I mean, you think he boxed DeGale, beat DeGale as an amateur, beat him as a pro. Yeah. Now DeGale's IBF world champion, so it's frustrating for him as well.
It must be frustrating, and he must be annoyed at the facts. But that's, again, going back to Jimmy, he looks like he's over that, and I think if anything, he's using it as fuel to move forward, and he knows he's got a win over James DeGale, and he was very. He was in with a good chat both times against Cole Froch. So I know the problem is here. He's in danger of almost becoming the gatekeeper of the super middleweight division, being the man that almost did it and the man you need to beat to go on to a world title. And it would be such a shame for someone like George to be that fighter. I don't think he will be. I personally think he's got. If he was to fight Badou Jack again, I think he can beat him. I mean,
I thought he was very unlucky last time. If I'm honest, it was only the fact that he was away in Vegas that the result probably went against him. I mean, he is only 27 years of age, so there is still a lot of miles in the tank. And we went down to see him earlier on in the week, and we thought he looked sensational. So let's just take a look at some of the action. Well, we come down to George Groves' gym, a secret location in London, to see how he's going a week before his fight.
Come, let's get him off freezing.
How you doing? Well, George's first fight back since the loss to Badu Jack and new trainer Shane McGuigan. How's it all going?
It's going well. Thank you, Spencer. Yeah, we're wasn't the result I wanted in the States, but we're back here under the arches. Train's rolling overhead. We're working hard, and January date, ideal for me right now.
So, Shane, new trainer.
Yeah.
What have you brought to the table? What is George doing different?
I think I'm not really going to, try and change him too much. I'm going to get back to what he used to do best and keeping it long, keeping it nice, crisp, fast shots, using his feet, get his distance going again, and just sort of see what he does best in the gym, and then just try and bring it out on fight night.
Because there weren't much. It was a split decision, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? So there's not a great deal to change, is there? Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, in your head, how do you come back from that? Do you know what I mean? Being that close, I mean, it could either send you one way or the other, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, Darren. Really close, lose a split decision away from home. Come away, watched it back, and in many ways, you can't argue. I thought I did enough on the night. The instructions I was getting in the corner was that everything was going to plans. And now I watch it back, obviously there was a few things that I could have done better, and I'd love to have another chance. But you can't sit and moan about these things. That won't get you anywhere. So for me right now, I've got to eat humble pie, so to speak, and that means fight. Fortunate enough to be in a very good position where I'm already being asked to headline, Sky shows and box here in London again. So get back to winning ways.
But you're not far off, are you? I mean, 2-3 fights and you're back up there, aren't you? You know what I mean? Knocking on the door again for these big shots.
Yeah, I mean, if the Badu Jack fight came up now, I'll take it. If anyone in the world, I'd fight him. I don't have a problem fighting anyone. So it's just so far I just haven't quite got it right.
What one of the champions would you most like to
I bet I know the answer.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously James DeGale, we've got history. Boxed a few times now. So but obviously I want to box Badu Jack. I want to put that right wrong. The other guy,
Secret location here.
No, I think he's highly ranked for the WBC still, so I think that would be an easy route to go down. You've got Chudinov versus Felix Sturm, which is happening quite soon as well. And then,
You can do me a favour, bash him up, could you? Sturm gets you bash him up with me.
Yeah.
So listen, we've got Saturday night, your big fight Saturday night, and you're looking to make an impression, aren't you? Tell us a bit about your opponent.
De Luisa, Italian guy. He's well ranked. He's got a good record. He sort of hasn't quite made it at the highest level. He lost to Bute last year. Obviously, a very good fighter. He's dangerous. His record suggests that he's a bit of a puncher. He throws loose, wild shots at times. You're gonna have to be neat and correct. And Shane's done more study than I have. I just following his instructions for now. But we're going to find the openings and take his head off.
Well, we was talking about this on the way down, weren't we? That it's easy because you're at that level now. It's like this could be a banana skin. It's like it's about you making a statement. You can't make any slip ups at this stage of your career if you want to stay on that platform. So these fights have got to be taken seriously, haven't they?
Yeah, I think the fact is he is at that level, and he's proved that he's at that level, and he lost a split decision. But De Luisa's tailor-made for him. He wins like shots from long range. You got his hands down, but he leaves himself wide open. And you leave yourself open with a puncher like George, you're going to get knocked out. So I think this is a perfect fight to get him back in the mix and catapult him back to where he wants to be. And as you said, we're only 1 or 2 more fights away from getting a big name and getting it right this time.
Yeah, is that a plan? Like next 12 months, maybe getting yourself back into title contention?
I'll ask a question. If you in a year's time you see yourself, where are you?
I hope to be world champion.
Yeah.
I think I'll manoeuvre myself into a spot for a shot within that time frame. I usually have a good knack for getting myself in the right place, right time. I'm willing to put the effort in the gym, outside the gym, make sure the fights happen, make sure the rankings happen. Got a good team, you know. Now working with Shane, it's
better than the Chelsea at the minute.
Yeah, you know. They're struggling, but we'll see, won't we? You know, but I don't quite understand that situation. You know, you can't have so much talent and then decide that it's not going to happen anymore. So, you know, as I say, I'm working with a very good team now.
Yeah.
Well, you walk in the door there, you know, you've got Carl Frampton. What a buzz, you know what I mean? David A just had that blinding win. So it's buzzing in this gym, isn't it? You know, it's a great camp.
Success breeds success. We felt that when we come in, didn't we? We come in, first time we walked through the door, we went, yeah, you get a vibe when you walk into a gym.
Spencer grew about a foot. Shoulder grip bang.
What is that, 5'5"? Yeah, no, but it's nice, and you could see that. And for you at this stage of your career, it's sometimes about getting refreshed, starting all over. And you could see that. We've been watching you training there this evening, and we were saying just how sharp you
There's
look.
a chemistry as well.
How sharp you look. You look
chemistry.
refreshed. Yeah. And it was good to see.
Thank you. You know, it's hard enough sport at the best of times. It's nice to wake up in the morning and look forward to going to the gym, especially after a loss. You know, that's like
you never had that, though, did you?
Not really, no.
Never.
To be the best in themselves, and they're bringing it out in each other.
Brilliant. Well, listen, George, best of luck with 30th, and we look forward to speaking to you next week.
No, nice one, guys. Thanks for coming down.
Great. Cheers, Shane. Best of luck. Well, that was one confident dude there. If you ask me, he seems up for it Saturday, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? They look like they're gelled already. The camp there's the buzzing at the camp, and just a quick one. If anyone does want to come on and ask a question, we'll be taking some questions. You've got to request to chat at the top right. You'll see it on your screen there. Request to chat. If you don't want to come on screen, you're a little bit camera shy. You can type a question at the bottom. Then we'll try and get through as many as possible. But yeah, I mean,
do you know what I just wanted to mention there as well? You being a Chelsea fan, I mean, that was a bit of a sore subject there, George, talking about Chelsea when he seemed a little bit embarrassed, if I'm honest. But what did you think of that?
No, I don't know. It's not thanks for bringing that up as well. I mean, I don't know. Going back to George and the training, he looks good. He looks buzzing. I mean, we could talk about this all night, but I mean, the gym's buzzing. I mean, I'm buzzing with the show. I'm looking forward to getting down there on Saturday night.
Listen, we also went down, didn't we? And we went to see the undercard. I mean, the gym, Matchroom Gym at the moment is absolutely thriving. We've got all sorts of kids here. We've got Anthony Joshua in there. We've got Ted Cheeseman, the young kid coming through, looking up to these Olympic champions, and your old mate Martin Ward. I mean, it is just packed with talent.
Yeah, I mean, also, by the way, sorry to butt into Ben. If you do want to chat, you have to log in first. I mean, but you're still welcome just to stay there and watch us waffle on. But if you do want to chat, log in and request a chat at the top there, or you can just type something at the bottom there and ask us a question. That's the whole beauty of this. You know, it is interactive. Do you think Groves beats Murray? Do you know what? That's tough. I personally think he does. You know, I just don't think. I think to beat Groves, you've got to be able to punch, and I don't think Murray has brought that power up at super middleweight. Well, I think he showed George how good of a boxer he is by outpointing James again. That was a close fight, but me personally, I think it's all about styles, and I think the problem Murray's got is that he stands in front of a fighter, he comes forward, and George, as we've seen in the past, we've seen him in a number of fights. Cole Frotch will vouch for this when he got floored in the first fight. He's got a wicked right hand, and I think that the Murray's style's made for George Groves, if I'm honest. I mean, it would be a great fight because Murray's proved time and time again that he's so tough. But for me, I'd probably lean towards George Groves. I think Groves points. I think Saturday night we're going to find out exactly what George Groves has got left. I mean, at 27, he should have loads left, shouldn't he? He should have absolutely loads left. And I think Saturday night he's going to go out there. He's looking to make a statement, and I think he's going to be explosive. So guest 264, how's John Ryder how's he getting on? He is. I mean, you'll see in a minute. We had a little chat with some of the boys in the undercard, and John being one of them. And he knows this is it now. This really is. His career's on the line now, and he says himself, you know, if he doesn't, he's got to look elsewhere. And I really rate John as a fighter. I mean, I sparred with him hundreds of rounds. He come out and sparred with me out in Canada.
He's got one of those old-fashioned styles, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
just like, he trains hard, he lives, eats, sleeps boxing, and he's just like one of those tough as you like fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, he was very unlucky last time out against Blackwell, wasn't he? To be fair, he was probably winning the contest and just got caught with a shot, and that's boxing, that's the way it goes. And he went over, but he realises this is his last chance.
Really
we were speaking to him down the gym. He realises his last chance. He said to us, that if he doesn't get this, it's ringing up Murphy's on Monday morning and getting a job on the road. So he knows he doesn't want to go there yet. I mean, we're talking a lot about these fighters that are on the card, on the undercard. Should we take a little look? So we went down to the Matchroom Gym also in the week. We've been very busy, and we caught up with some of the fighters that are on the undercard. Also, some of the fighters you may have never heard of before, and it was really buzzing in there.
Give this a second. We've been to George Groves' gym in Hammersmith. Now we're in Brentwood at the Matchroom Elite Gym to check out the lads on the undercard.
Come on, let's get inside. We come down to the Matchroom. We're joined by Ted Cheeseman. Ted, boxing on the undercard on the 30th of George Groves. Big platform, big opportunity for you.
Yeah, it's really good to just keep getting these good experience and these good builds. So just keep picking up experience and moving on up the ladder.
Was your best moment when I trained you for a couple of weeks?
It was a good experience, and
You didn't learn much.
If he could dedicate himself to being a trainer, he'd be a really good trainer.
Cheers, mate. But I've paid him to say that.
Can't believe he said that. I cannot believe he said that.
Well, who is the joker in the gym?
Kevin Mitchell.
Kevin Mitchell. Who's the nutter of the gym?
Davis. Yeah, I think a lot of people believe the hype of like this, but sort of I'm here and I've got my opportunity. I've got to take my opportunity. I'm not there yet, so there's no point of hyping yourself up too much. You embarrass yourself if you don't.
Just before we go, what could you tell us the background behind the nickname?
There ain't no background. So the team.
Well, listen, Ted, best of luck on the 30th. We'll be there, mate.
Right, we're here with Ahara Two Tank Davis, the eccentric Two Tank Davis. How's training gone, mate?
Feeling like going good. In the best shape of my life. I'm fitter than I've ever been. So just ready to go out and do work.
Do you know much about your opponent?
Nah, I saw him and Ricky Burns fight. I only watched one round on the fight. I don't think I need to do any research on him. I think he'll be fairly easy. It will last 1 or 2 rounds.
Oh, 1 or 2 rounds then. So you're slated for 6 rounds.
Yeah, but it will last 1 or 2 rounds and he'll be out of there.
What can we expect on the 30th then? Are you looking for another little blowout?
A little knockout. Simple. I know.
I'll tell you what, he did not punch hard.
I know.
It'll be another
He's a
knockout.
big puncher.
I've seen one round of him fight. I think that's all I wanted to see, really. I didn't get anything special. I feel like if I got to watch him, if I got to watch this kind of opponent to beat him, I don't think I'm really going to be much in boxing.
So Ahara Davis on the front. We're looking for a little 1-round blowout and on to the next one. How many fights are you planning on having this year?
4, 5. Yeah, about 4 or 5 fights.
All right, mate. I wish you all the best, mate, on Saturday.
Best of luck on the 30th, mate.
Thank you.
Another one of Matchroom's top prospects, Martin Ward. Martin, good to see you today, mate. How's the training going?
Yeah, going really good. I'm excited for the weekend. Yeah, headed to a fight on Saturday.
So you're now WBC champion, boxing on the 30th. I mean, tell us about your
Well,
opponent.
don't go too far. Or was it international champion?
WBC international. Did I not say that? Are you sure?
WBC international champion just for the viewers. Anyway.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
I'm defending my title against the Italian champion. He's a southpaw, tricky southpaw. Comes with a good record. He's at 19 fights, 16 wins. So only a couple of defeats. And the one draw. So it's a big fight.
Have you watched him?
I've watched a bit of him. Yeah, he's quite tricky. He lays back, jumps back out of the way, and it's quite awkwardly. He's a southpaw, isn't he? So I've got to get my feet in there and do it well.
Right.
Who next?
Anyone. We'll just go and get this one out of the way and then just
just move on. It's a good start to the year.
Move on to maybe the WBC title or something like that.
Yeah, along those sort of lines. What do you mean the buffer, mate? I'm in a
WBC International puts you in the top 10,
200. Top 200.
Top 10, isn't it?
No, I'm about 20, I reckon. I'm ashamed to say that.
Right, we're with the Gorilla, John Ryder. Right, you're fighting on the 30th Saturday. Is it fair to say this is shit or bust?
100%. I mean, if I don't win Saturday night, I'm on the road digging Murphy's Monday morning. So, yeah, majorly shit or bust.
So that means coming off that defeat at Blackwell, and it looked like you was going to come out on top there. You got caught with a shot. As we all know in boxing, that's it. Turning around, you got stopped. This is a massive opportunity to get back into the big time.
Oh, massively, and it's a great opportunity. Matchroom has put me in. Like I say, yeah. I mean, I was winning well and just got caught with a silly shot, but it's not down to one shot. Ultimately, it's down to bad living outside the ring, not preparing properly, and I paid the price. But I've left no stone unturned this time, and to make sure it won't happen again.
One fight, it's a big win there. It's a massive statement, and you're straight back in the mix, aren't you? With the big guys in the middleweight division.
Yeah, definitely. And, I'm ranked highly in the top 15 with WA, and hopefully win this strap and put me even higher. And I mean, ultimately, we're in this sport for world title. Just keep moving towards it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, best of luck on the 30th, John. We get to see you. Victory, and then you're back on the road.
Do the business,
Cheers,
JR.
good luck, mate. Well, I can't believe that young kid, Cheeseman, you called him Cheddar Cheeseman. That was out of order.
Cheddar Cheeseman. It won't be that was Tony Sims. He has a way of
naming his fighters. Yeah?
Naming his fighters. If you don't go in the gym with a nickname, he'll get you one, and they're not usually very good. And Cheddar Cheeseman and the Gorilla John Ryder are two of them.
But do you know what? That was an amazing day down there, wasn't it? The talent we had in there, we had Anthony Joshua in there as well. Young Conor Ben, Nigel Ben's son, who looks amazing as well. I mean, that phrase that we keep using, success breeds success, and Matchroom Gym at the moment, for me, is the most thriving gym in the country. I mean,
it's really good.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there. I mean, you got the Gallagher's gym; they're busy in there at the minute. But I mean, Tony's gym, the Matchroom Gym, it really is buzzing. But yeah, I mean, you say about this success breeds success. I mean, it was the same down at Repton. When I was boxing as an amateur, you did not want to be the worst down the club. You wanted to be one of the top guys. And well,
that was polluted with champions, though.
Yeah, and I mean, that's
one of the top
though.
guys in Repton.
Yeah,
you got to be doing something a bit special because
that's right.
I mean, that just breeds good fighters. Year in, year out. It's been renowned for that for many years.
I mean, if anyone wants to come on, remember to log in, request a chat, and you can come and ask us a question face to face. But we'll go through some of these here.
There's a lot of people writing in, but no one actually coming up with them.
A lot of people are asking about David A. What do we think about him coming back? I mean, it is good. I mean, it doesn't really fit in with what we're talking about this week, but I mean, it's great to have him back in the mix.
Yeah, big time. I think that he made a statement there. I mean, forget the fighter who was fighting Demore. He come with a great record, but wasn't up to much. But you still got to get rid of these guys and do them in good fashion. And for me, I think he stamped his authority as one of the best heavyweights in the world at the moment, and you put him in really against anyone. I mean, there's some big fights out there with Anthony Joshua coming through. Dillian White proved that he's in the mix. Still got Derek Chisora hanging around. So in Britain alone, there's loads of big fights out there. But David Hay, you put him in with anyone at the moment, and I think that he's an exciting addition to the heavyweight. So
he is.
I think it's good that he's back and a fight with David.
I mean, if we was both to make comebacks, we'd be heavyweights.
I'm definitely cruiserweight at the moment.
We've got a question here from relates to the undercard. Callum Horn, how do you see the John Wayne Ibbett Tommy Martin fight planning out?
For me, that could be fight of the night. I mean, John Wayne Hibbett is always in great fights, and so is little Tommy Martin. I mean, he's great. He's undefeated. and looking to go on to bigger and better things. So for me, that could be fight of the night. I think that them two guys there will both go toe to toe and expect fireworks. For me, I think that Martin just may be the younger, fresher, slicker, and I think he's got the better boxing brain. But Hibbett, we've seen time and time again, pulls himself off the floor, comes back, and he'll build it until the final round. So, I mean, I think that Martin will start really well. Hibbett will come back into it. But for me, I fancy Martin.
I do as well. I think, like you say, the younger, fresher. It must be really awkward for him, because I don't know if you know, they're both mates, and they're close mates, and it must be awkward. But I mean, they get down to business, and like you say, it could be one of the fights on the undercard, one of the fights of the night.
Listen, you say about the mates, but business is business.
Yeah, of course it is,
listen, when I was growing up, me and my brother used to knock the life out of each other in the ring. It's just the way it is. And I think when that bell goes, you know, they're mates afterwards, but business is business. But that could be for us fight of the night.
Right. Okay. Let's have a look here. Remember, come on, if you want to ask someone, log in and request to come on stage.
Let's see some faces. We're not seeing any faces. There's a lot of people writing in at the moment, but we want to see some faces. We want to have a little chat.
They're a shy bunch this evening. Right. Okay. Let's have a look here. Hey, we're live up. Blah blah blah. So, who wins the rematch? Groves the Gar if they fight again. That is from Sean Carroll.
It's a tough one. Get some tough questions here tonight. I mean, it's very difficult to say that if I'm honest, because since they boxed, the Gal's gone on and come on leaps and bounds, and he's proved himself at world class because he's won a world title. Yeah. And I think that at the moment you'd probably say that the Gal may have the edge, but his styles make fights, and I think that their history goes back a long, long way, right back to the amateurs. They box at the same amateur club. So, you know, George Groves just seems to have his number. I don't know if he's got a mental block over James DeGale or what, but he just seems to pull it out on the night. So it's one of those fights.
Would it be third time lucky for DeGale?
Well, this is it. I mean, on paper, you would look at it and say DeGale would start favourite, but George, I wouldn't put money on it. George Groves, we know, has proved he's beaten as an amateur, beaten as a pro, so he would go in there full of confidence. So, I mean, that's a real 50-50 fight. And one
momentum's with the Gal, obviously. I mean, winning the world title and defending it against Butte, who's obviously got a win over De Luisa. I mean,
but he seems to have his number. He seems to have the Gal's number, George Groves. I mean, he boxed him on the outside, he beat him on the inside. I mean, it was two fights he's had, amateur and pro, have both been close. They've both been very, very close. But Groves just seems to have his number. So listen, that'd be an interesting one. And let's hope George Groves goes on to win a world title and we see it as a unification. That would be amazing. Wembley Stadium, and it would be one of those fights that you really couldn't tell until that first bell went who would win.
But I'll tell you what though, going back. Oh look, we've got there's Toby. Toby want to ask. Is it Toby? Toby.
Toby,
let's
want to ask a question. Let's get Toby up. Give us a little break. Let's have a little word with Toby.
I mean, that'd be interesting. I can get Toby up, but if Groves was to fight Murray next.
Here we go. Toby. How are you doing, mate? He's only half in. Toby?
We can see you. We can't hear you, mate.
Toby's forgot to plug himself
in. So we'll give you a little while. We can plug that in.
That's it. We'll just give him a little while. We're going.
But, I mean, yeah, if Groves was to fight Murray, I think that would be a good fight. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if...
I think the superweight division, listen, there's loads of great fights in Britain out there at the moment. We seem to be dominating. What's been so good is that the British fighters have been going abroad and winning world titles. And so that's giving the British fighters a lot of confidence. And now we're dominating in the middleweight scene. We didn't have that years ago. But, since Cole Froch...
Well, it was Kawasaki when then Froch come in.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I'm deadly honest. I might be wrong here. A buzzing... Well, no, what I'm talking about. I mean, since the Ben Eubanks, Collins, Watson era, I mean, there hasn't been one where they've all come together as yet, is there?
Well, like now. Now is the time. We've got it in the heavyweight division. We've got it in the super middleweight division. So, I mean, British boxing on a whole at the moment is thriving. It's doing really, really
someone
well.
there, guess 353, sorry. Jim McDonald, Jimmy Mack will make the difference as a trainer. Well, I mean, they have a good chemistry. I mean, we talk about this chemistry. They're really good mates. He's almost like another father figure to go. I mean, sorry, I'm cutting in there. Toby just said, sorry, my mic's broken. What's that? I want to know the kind of diet you guys keep when you're training. Blimey.
listen, diets when you're training are totally different to when we're not training, obviously, but it's just all about clean living, eating the right foods. So eating a lot of chicken, a lot of rice, potato, and the pasta obviously keeps you going. But that,
and we don't mean egg fried rice and KFC, not that kind of rice and chicken.
What we had just before we come on tonight.
Yeah, and 387, you're right, biscuits when you're not, and the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest.
Exactly.
Brother, so why don't they do something similar, Super 6, like they did in the Super Middleweight? Yeah, I mean, they could.
I think it's something that would be welcomed in this country. I think that it would be brilliant. The trouble you got with the Super 6s is that you got 6 of the best fighters in the world all fighting each other, or in this country all fighting each other, and they're all 50-50 fights. So by the end of the tournament, they're all pretty much finished because they've had so many hard fights. It sort of takes everything out of them. But anyway, look, let's move on now. We was also, when we was down the gym with George Groves, we've done this, a new thing that Darren come up with, this idea of doing a quick fire round.
I'm so immature and stupid.
But it turned out to be quite comical. So we've done this, the first one obviously being George Groves, and Darren Barker come up with the quick fire question. So let's take a look how it went.
Right, I've got my little brown book. It's a quick fire question round. Right, George first. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Shane, dancing or singing?
Dancing.
Wine or beer?
Beer.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Beard or clean shaven?
Beard.
Fruit or veg?
Yeah, veg.
Money or fame?
Money.
World title or 5 million cash? I'll go back.
You're asking the wrong person. Go ahead.
So world title, 5 million cash.
Whatever comes first.
All right, good answer. Call or text?
Yeah, text.
White bread, brown bread?
Brown bread.
Blonde or brunette? Ferrari or Lambo?
Lambo.
Christmas or birthday?
Christmas.
Beach or pool?
Pool.
Fries or chips?
Both the same thing.
You got the thin ones.
Oh,
That
yeah,
one, right. Boobs or ass, George?
What's that?
Boobs or ass?
Oh,
Yeah.
Boobs or personality?
Both.
You're
Window
unreal.
or aisle seat?
Huh?
Window or aisle seat?
aisle.
Done. Job done.
Did
Job
you
done.
see them questions beforehand? Yeah, brilliant.
Quick fire round.
Well, brilliant, guys. This has been great fun coming down today, and wish you the best luck for the 30th. But thanks for having us. Cheers.
There you go. There you go. I mean,
that shows you the mood that George was in. I mean, he was on top form there. But I can't believe some of the questions you asked, if I'm honest. But it made for a funny chat. And Shane McGuigan, when he keeping it safe there,
he was
to
on
him,
point.
He was keeping it safe there. You know, your wife's going to be watching this. He was picking all the right things. It's like, is your wife a brunette by any chance? She's like, well, yeah.
I was going to say, before I forget, sorry, Callum Horn, we'll just answer this quick. If you had a choice of two to make a comeback, would you fight Golovkin or Chelsea get relegated? Oh, good question. Joe, what? Being a fighter, I'd fight Golovkin all day long. I mean, it would be very, very hard. But trust me, I mean, I'll get in and I'll tell you something you probably didn't know. I was offered the Golovkin fight after I lost to Martinez. I think they won fight back or something. Or I was offered if Eddie was here, or Tony, they could clear this up. But yeah, I was offered the fight, and I accepted it. I said, "Yeah, I'll fight." And
good
payday. I think
good
Tony,
payday.
I think Tony knew a lot about Golovkin and said, "No, we won't have that one in a minute." But yeah, like I said, I would have definitely got in there. And just quickly before, I mean, we're not finished yet, but before I forget, the next show or in coming shows, me and Spencer are going to go head to head. We're going to have a challenge, a head to head challenge. But we want to leave this up to the public, to decide what the challenges can be. I mean, some could be live, some could be pre-recorded. But at the end of the series, the loser will have one horrific forfeit.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. If I'm honest, I've got a couple of years on you, and it might be a bit of a struggle. But yeah, so if you've got any ideas, guys, just please text in and let us know what you really think you'd like us to do, and we will do it week in and week out, which will add a little bit of fun to this show.
What else we got going on? So yeah.
So listen, next week we have got George Groves in talking about his fight. George Groves is in the studio with us, live and exclusive, ready to answer your questions. We want to see more of you coming up on the screen. It's going to be great to have George in. He's going to be really looking forward to it. We've been talking, fingers crossed, about his victory and where he goes from here. You can ask him the questions, and that's it really.
So
I mean,
hold on, Callum Horn, a forfeit 4-rounder with Spar with Anthony Joshua.
No problem.
No, Chelsea.
No problem.
Chelsea can go down to the Championship. Oh, sorry. No, the forfeit. Sorry. I don't lose. Spencer would have to get his.
I remember seeing Ricky Hatton. We went to see Ricky Hatton talking about Anthony Joshua, and he put into his after dinner speak. He said that if he ever come home and caught Anthony Joshua in bed with his wife, he'd tuck him in. He would tuck him in.
He's a funny lad, isn't he?
So listen, for all of you guys,
hold on. We've got another one here.
You going on?
Hold on. What is the best training circuit? Boxing training circuit. Guess 437. We just, I think Tony made a lot up when I was training. There was a lot.
There's so many different circuits.
It was pretty much the generic sort of press up, burpee, squat thrust, sit ups, but
not changed for years.
One we used to do, a very simple one, what Tony used to do, and it really was a tough one. It was just down and upper, so you could start on 10, so you go down, press up burpees or burpee step ups or whatever, 2 exercises. You go 10, so 10 burpees, 10 press up, 9, 8, 7, all the way down to 1, and then work your way back up. I mean, the fitter you are, the more you can do. But that was such a simple thing. You could do it at home. You didn't have to be in the gym. It was such a simple circuit. But you knew you was getting fit when you were going down from like 20 down and then 20 back up. I mean, it was ridiculous.
This leads me primarily into what we're doing. So every show that we do, we've got an archive that you can go on and you can watch the show. But me and Darren are also doing a dazzling omen, Learn to Box, where we will be doing the boxing thing, we'll be doing the training thing, we'll be teaching you how to throw the jab, the cross, the hook, the uppercut, we'll be teaching the advanced courses, and we'll also be putting on the circuit training in that as well. So go onto our archives, they'll be on there all the time, and you'll get this stuff coming up. But just
we've also so I was going to say, we've got also on the page what me and Spencer have done, and we've done a sort of a simple quick guide to boxing, haven't we? It's going to come soon. It'll be in our archives. And remember, this show will go in the archives, so you can watch it back. But we've done a we've done a learn how to box for beginners, haven't we? I mean, we're going to go right through it. It'll be in our archives. It's only going to cost £1.
I'm sure I just mentioned that.
Did you mention it?
That's what I was just talking about. I'm sure it was.
Oh, right.
Right. Can I?
Sorry, when did you say? Oh, she threw me there. She threw me.
All right. So listen. So next week, tune in every Thursday, 8 p.m. GMT. We are going to be on next week. We've got some amazing guests lined up, by the way. Next week, we're starting off with George Groves. We've got future guests with Joey Essex coming on. Anthony Joshua's coming on. Cole Frampton's coming on. So every week you're going to get a chance to speak to some amazing guests.
We're going to be travelling as well. And we've seen some, it's not going to be all British-based fighters.
We're going to be travelling around the globe really to speaking to different stars in boxing, in different sports as well, and actors as well. So lots coming up. So tune in every Thursday, 8 p.m. And that's about it, mate.
That is about it.
I think that's it. So from myself, Spencer Oliver.
Me, Darren Barker.
This is the live show. Please tune in next week, 8 p.m. Good night.
Thanks for watching.